All right, let's dive into one of the most foundational, most influential stories ever told, the 6 days of creation, right from the first chapter of Genesis. We're going to approach this a little differently, though. We're not looking at it as a theological debate, but really as a masterclass in storytelling. We're going to break down its amazing narrative structure and its incredible poetic rhythm, step by step.
And it all kicks off with this line. I mean, it's so simple but so grand and cosmic at the same time. It's really the ultimate blank canvas, and it perfectly sets the stage for everything that's about to unfold.
So, this first part of the story, it's really all about one thing: creating order from chaos. You know, before you can fill a world with life, you have to actually build the world first. You need to establish the basic structure of everything.
And what's so fascinating is how the text describes this initial state. It isn't just nothing. It's this powerful, chaotic void, formless and empty, with darkness over the deep. This is the raw material, the lump of clay, that the story is about to shape and organize over the next 6 days. Okay, so what's the very first act of creation? Well, it's not making a thing, it's making a distinction. It's about separation. Light is pulled apart from darkness, and even more than that, they're given names, day and night. This simple act of naming and separating is the absolute first step in creating any kind of order.
And just like that, the first period of creation is done. This introduces this really powerful, deliberate rhythm that's basically going to be the heartbeat for the rest of the story.
This phrase right here, this is the key to the whole thing. It wraps up each day's work, it builds momentum, and it makes the entire chapter feel less like a list and more like a carefully written poem or a song. And trust me, we're going to hear it again and again. So now that the basic idea of time, day and night, has been set, the story shifts to actually shaping the physical world. That blank canvas we talked about, it's about to get its major features painted on.
And you can see this really clear, logical progression here. On day 2, an expanse, the sky, is made to separate the waters. Then, on day 3, those waters get gathered up, which allows dry land to finally appear. And of course, as soon as there's land, it's immediately made useful, bringing forth all kinds of plants. It's like watching someone systematically build a livable world from the ground up.
And there's our refrain again, right on cue, marking the completion of the sky.
And the end of day 3 finishes this whole foundational stage. So now we have land, we have sea, and we have plant life. The stage is officially set.
Okay, this is where the genius of the narrative structure really shines through. Think about it. The first 3 days were all about creating the spaces, light and darkness, the sky and the seas, and the dry land. Well, the next 3 days are a perfect mirror image. They're all about filling those exact spaces.
So on day 4, the realms of day and night, which were created way back on day 1, they finally get populated. The sun, the moon, the stars. And the text is really specific about their job. They're not just lights. They're there to be signs, to mark seasons, to keep time. It just continues that big theme of bringing order to everything. That drumbeat just keeps going. The heavens are now officially filled.
Next up, day 5. Now it's time to fill the waters and the sky, the realms that were shaped on day 2. And suddenly there's this explosion of life. Sea creatures, birds, and this is actually where we see the very first divine blessing in the text, telling them all to be fruitful and increase in number.
And with the 5th day complete, the world is absolutely teeming with life in the air and in the sea. There's only one domain left to fill.
And that brings us to the 6th and final day of creation. You can feel the pace of the story change here. It's like the narrator is leaning in, telling us we've arrived at the climax.
So the day starts off by filling the land, the space created back on day 3, with all the animals. But then, the narrative kind of hits the brakes. There's this really distinct pause, a shift in the language, right before the final most important act of creation. This one phrase just changes everything. It's a huge shift in tone. It's the only time the text uses this plural phrasing, let us. And crucially, humankind is described as being made in the divine image and likeness. That really sets them apart from everything that came before.
And right after being created, humanity gets a specific job description. They get that same blessing to be fruitful and multiply, but they get these added instructions to fill the earth, to subdue it, and to rule over all the other living creatures. Their role is clearly defined as one of stewardship, of dominion.
And with that one last refrain, the 6 days of work are finally complete. The entire cosmos has been structured. It's been formed.
and it has been filled.
This right here, this is the grand finale, the summary statement. After most of the other days, the text just says that creation was good. But now, after everything is done and humanity is part of the picture, the verdict gets an upgrade. It was very good. It just gives this powerful feeling of satisfaction and completeness to the whole process.
When you break it down, this narrative structure, with its rhythm, its symmetry, its deliberate march from chaos to order, it's just incredibly powerful. It's no wonder it's influenced storytelling for thousands of years. And it leaves you with a really interesting question. Where else have you seen this pattern? Stories of creation, of a world being built piece by piece out of a void? It's a structure that really resonates with us.